when your wife and partner sets a date, you better make sure you're up to it. I said, yeah, that'd be a good date. Factory is coming down. The mezzanine up here was full. It probably had, I don't know, close to 20 years of stuff up in there, and over 1.5 days got it all down, including all the excess door blanks that I've got. I've managed to get rid of those. I've still got some sea kayaks up there that need to be finished. Down here I'm actually pulling all of the plastic wrapping that I had around this spray area, the wet area, down. I don't envisage doing any more sort of serious spraying, and anything I do will be around in it, probably more so in a tent, so that I can just whip it up, whip it down as I need it. The reality is, look at the state of the place. I'm just pulling it all down because what I need is this timber. These timbers here are more valuable than gold at the moment. I am going to use all of this obviously to do some work on the house, and there's no point in going and buying more when I've already got it here, because this will only end up in the tip. So there's probably $10,000 worth of timber and flooring and everything in this mezzanine here that I've put in that can now make its way to our home, and we can create a lock-up storage in our garage if we decide to go off cruising, and be able to lock up our storage gear in that half of my double garage, and the other half we can obviously rent with the house. But wow, I'm just piling stuff up. I've got a junkyard out the back yet again, wondering whether another skip might be in order. A lot of it is steel. Getting a nice pile up here, and we've still got a lot of things. The old crane has still got to go, and there's another kayak mould, an aluminium mould up the back there that was for rotational moulding, so plenty of stuff to sort out. This is all because of the boat, so if it's on the boat channel, I'm sorry that I'm deliberating on it, but a lot of the problems I have in here were because we were building a boat in amongst trying to run a business, and everything had to sort of be put aside and moved. I've just totally cleared an area over to the side here, which I'll deal with next, but the important thing is I've got all the half-built kayaks that I've got here, but the most important part is that I have cleared the decks up here. So what's going to happen now is all expensive flooring, and the bearers underneath are even more expensive. So all of this, I've started to pull it apart here. All of this has been unscrewed. Man, these sheets, I reckon they're about 60, 70 kilos each. So not a job for an old fella like me. At 58 years old and I'm still humping stuff. I just don't know how much longer I can do this. I've been working pretty hard for years, and yeah, my body's starting to feel it. But anyway, we're getting them all down. I'm actually putting them onto my ramp here. I've got a ramp here I used to slide the kayaks down. So I'll put this sheet on the ramp, lower them down, put them on the ground, make a pile. This is going to be a pile probably about a foot high once I get all these floorboards out. And my foam core tender project here, that's going on, been going on for weeks and weeks. But anyway, that's cool. Oh, I'm down to the last one. It's been a big day. The only thing is I've got to bring the stairway down. So look at that. That is done. And I'm going to have so much more space once I rationalise all this and move stuff around. I'm so glad I did it now. I've sort of been putting it off, and it just needed to be done. And I've got my brother Brett and my brother-in-law Jimmy coming down tonight to help me rebuild our back deck. And then, yeah, obviously I've got all this and this to build my new roof. So pretty good. It's nice to be able to reuse stuff, not have to re-spend the money, even more importantly, but to reuse stuff and try to recycle. This stuff's all in great condition. I've just got to remove some of those little shade cloth gang nails, I guess you'd call them, right down to the point that I've got all the joist hangers and everything I need too. So all the timber I need to do all of my job is basically in the factory here, so I'm not re-spending, and it's easy to get rid of. So fantastic. I've got a lot of tidying up to do, but God, it's looking so good to out. Just to be able to have that done is a monumental milestone in this factory. Had to bring in the big guns. Got Brett and Jimmy down for the weekend. Janet's making coffees.
Howdy doody.
There we go.
Hey, Roscoe.
Yeah, mate, doing it.
Doing it for Roscoe and Janet.
The boys are doing it.
Got to get them on that boat.
This is
monkeys.
You only ever finish the house when you leave it. That's a sad story, isn't it?
True. Or sell it. It's true.
It's at its best when you're not there.
Yeah, that's right. You got that reciprocating saw?
We're moving on to Jimmy's next. Is it too long?
Oh no, I've just got to notch a bit out. It's just where this kits in underneath.
Yeah, I'll grab that. Where is it? So this whole area here was rotten, and the whole deck was rotten. It was all hardwood. We're replacing with treated pine, and we're going to put the cover on that was originally approved for the roof.
Was it really?
Yeah, yeah.
Roscoe, do me a favour. Just grab me my little saw there, the one that's sticking up. And
Battery?
No. Just a little green box at the bottom underneath.
Has that got a sanding disc in it?
No, I'm just gonna. It's just quicker to cut it out with this thing.
That's looking good.
Right. So.
Quality joinery, Lex.
What? Hold this up for a second. Is that square, Ross?
Oh, looks good, yeah.
Oh, Ross, you're tired. You really need to stop talking. We'll put music over this.
Good. You're going to pull it, it'll be attached to the side of the house as well?
I think I'll bolt it.
Yeah, you need to pull it in a bit.
Now we can do our measurements.
Yeah, I need a cutting list for the blocking.
Yeah. Well, we just need, I reckon just one in the
Just
middle.
one, yeah.
One in the middle.
Yeah, one row. I've got 6 cut, but not quite the length.
Looks great.
Oh, yeah.
It's great.
Get all babe revisited.
Can I just ask you something?
Yeah.
Is this one here in the right spot? Because they look like they're going closer
Yeah,
together.
they're not set yet. That end's not set, only this end's set. So they're not
Okay,
parallel.
because they're going like that.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all right.
Once we get them all,
Yeah. No, I was just asking.
yeah, look at this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all over the place. Like a rhomboid. Jump up there.
Would have been good to have a platform. But we were supposed to be done.
Jump up there. Okay, you go.
Bit of Mervyn electrical coming up.
Yeah.
Couple of illegal wires.
Don't say that.
It's been a big weekend.
Yeah, it's massive.
Right. So this was in the factory. 2 days ago, this whole structure was our second floor of the factory, and I've removed it and we've rebuilt it. And we've got a
Before you get in position.
21 square metre
we'll do it
pergola,
like
which
that.
is under the
Yeah,
25
yeah.
square
So you just
metre
like that.
limit in New South Wales. And it's basically, it's pretty robust, isn't it? And
Sure.
we didn't have a platform to work on because we couldn't be bothered.
You get the gun.
We didn't have a jig or a platform, or we've done it all on ladders.
We've measured, which is why it's now
5
dark.
times cut 3 times.
It's why it's now dark. If we'd had jigs and platforms, we would have been knocked off at lunch and be sitting having a beer.
If
Is
we
that
weren't,
true?
if we weren't jackhammering
Yeah.
bullshit, if we weren't jackhammering bamboo and tiger plants for Janet,
Thank
we wouldn't
you
be
so
sitting.
much, Brett.
Oh, we love you. Yeah, this is a good sign. We're being hit by an East Coast low pressure bomb. That sounds pretty drastic. Well, it was pretty drastic last night. 60 knot winds ripping through the village. Our river where the boat is moored has been flooding, and we have about a 10 knot current ripping past the boat at the moment. Debris and everything coming down the river system. I've been up all night watching it on my phone. I've got a 4G camera on there, a security camera that I've been able to watch, worrying about stuff coming down there. So there's always something to worry about when you've got a boat. But I've got Janet up here because we've got no power at home. And Janet said, well, there's no point in me staying at home if there's no power, so I might as well put her to work. What are you doing? More roof linings. 7 months on.
It's
7 months of roof linings. It'd be nice to get them
I
done.
have to wait for you to do stuff.
Yeah, true. The pelmet for our starboard main cabin, which is a big wraparound pelmet, has been a bit of a bit of a weird build, so it's an odd shape. So Janet's here gluing them all together and gluing the foam on for. These are the final roof linings, and this one here is a small one that's actually going to hide the reinforcement for our main deck organiser. All of our lines come across the top of the deck into one double stack 60mm deck organiser. It's a pretty serious piece of gear, and it's got a large stainless plate under it. The only problem is there's 4 or 5 bolts sticking through a saloon roof, and we need to essentially put a nice soft cover over that, so we're working on that now. Janet's got a lot going on here, so this is quite an odd shape, this one. It actually curves around the dinette module, the back side of the dinette module, and we'll get that upholstered up this afternoon, and that'll call that job finished, and Janet will be finished her commitment to the factory. Well, until we find something else for her to do, I'm sure that'll be no problem at all. I've removed the entire second story of our factory here, and gosh, it's weird in here. I've got so much open space, but now my lighting is a problem. I've got to work out. I've been putting lights up on the walls because I've got to still continue working on with the foam core boat tender project here. I'm here uploading a video because I've got no power at home, and over here I've got some pretty weird things going on here. This is a little project I started working on yesterday. I got bored and I thought I'll get started on a project. Our deck of our boat, where you climb up to the mast, is a bit precarious. It's quite a high lift up to the top of the boat, and to get up there you're going to need some sort of a step. So I've got a couple of things I can work on here. These are going to be the forms for the steps that are going to mount onto the mullions on the outside, and what I'll do is I'll have these will have anti-slip on them and just give me a way to climb up onto the deck. And there's also under here, under a couple of moulds I've got here, a large step which came with the boat. When I bought the mould, this step came with the actual boat itself. I intend to make one of those and potentially mount that in behind the mast, so it gives us an additional step up, so we can step up there and get up onto the deck. So in all we'll have 5 steps that will allow us to get up onto the top deck to service the mast and the boom. But yeah, this is looking a bit weird at the moment. It's essentially just some 30mm or 25mm foam with some 30mm contour grid scored foam, and then I'm going to pack it out and then shape them and then eventually glass over them and just use this as the form. But yeah, a bit rough, but we'll get there. So weird looking back at our factory. It's so weird to be able to see the roof. I'm sure it's colder now though, Jen. It's bloody colder in here now without that second story on. Had a bit of a halt on the foam core tender project because I ran out of foam. I've got the main hull section shaped and all glued together. I've had to put a bit of a join here in the raked bow here, and essentially I've just been waiting for foam to arrive, and it's just arrived. So right down here I've actually got another piece of the puzzle going together here. Essentially they're 2.4 meters long. My tender is actually 3.1 meters long. So what I've actually done is I'm just going to cut it right here, and then I'll use the top part here. I'll actually add on with another small piece. It's pretty simple just to add the foam, get it together, and then I'll be able to laminate the whole thing. So I'll cut these out. It's very simple with 10mm foam. You just use a Stanley knife and just trim it, and then you're ready to go. So it's a pretty quick process. I haven't designed the back of it yet. I'm going to basically get it all in place, and then I'll work on the design once I flip it over. But what I'm actually doing is I've done the small section at the front here. As you can see, I've added a part onto the nose here, just because I wanted extra length in the actual bow. But then I'm hand sanding these parts to fit around the form, and I've actually increased the flare here on the bow by about another 5 centimeters, just to make it a little bit more presentable to the water. I just think you haven't quite got enough flare in that bow, and I'll make that nice. And what I've done then is I've actually sanded this to match, and the great thing about it is I'm actually using that, or more intentionally, I'm trying to get them symmetrical, so each piece will be exactly the same as I go forward. But yeah, foam core is pretty easy to work with, and once you get your shape, as long as you've got a form, you need to have a very solid form to tie it into. Once you've got that, you can actually glue it all together and then laminate it, and that's pretty straightforward. I do love working with it. It's very, very simple, and you get all the benefits of it being super lightweight. Okay, there's been quite a bit of sanding and finishing along here, and what I've done is I've actually pinned down the original hole that I made, pinned it onto the jig, which is required, and then I'm going to glue these next pieces on with epoxy. and obviously you can just simply butt join foam with no issues whatsoever. And you can see the ultimate shape of the thing. It's about 1.5 meters wide, so 1500 millimeters wide, and it's going to be about 400 millimeters high. That's the whole sides. I couldn't go any bigger because it wouldn't fit in the back of the Catamaran. We actually tried Darren's, which is about 30 centimeters longer, and his is very, very beamy and quite voluminous in the hull, which I actually like, and that's what we're aiming for here. But we'll get this one all glued together, and then we can square it all up and get the final shape together, and then I can start working on the sides. Okay, getting messy now. Just gonna basically slide this little slither in here with some epoxy, and then we can leave that alone for a couple of days, come back, pull it off the jig, straighten it up, and then I'm going to improve the jig underneath to get the whole form right, and I can start working on the sides, because the side is going to be a vertical side. Whether or not I put a beveled edge on it or not, I haven't quite decided yet. I may even put a hard chine on it and then release it back down so that it's got some rails. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. I'm going to do some research on that and put it into my boat design software, and we'll see how we go. But at the moment, these panels pretty much are true to what I've been designing on our boat design. It's close. I would say I've basically extricated some panels that are a little bit different, but you know, we'll work on it, and we'll just keep working on it, and we should be able to shape it up and make a nice boat out of it.